Hello everyone, mayong adlaw sa inyong tanan. So let us present to you Module 4, the first lesson, entitled Effective Strategies to Manage Diversity in the Workplace for Enhanced Organizational Performance. We entitled this presentation Workplace Diversity Strategies. So as we continue on, please enjoy a short clip of a video presentation.
You know that little voice in your head?
So this signal
The one that tells you to ignore a tasteless joke?
The one that tells you to keep quiet when a client makes a racist comment.
The little voice that tells you you're not smart enough because English isn't your first language.
Or that it's okay to judge someone for leaving early because they have family commitments.
The one that tells you not to say anything when others are being reduced to stereotypes.
Or that it's not a big deal when everyone's opinion isn't considered.
You may think you're the only one that hears that voice, but that voice also speaks to other people. It says,
You're different.
You're an outsider.
You lack commitment.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
instead of listening to that little voice, you need to find yours and make it heard. It's time for all of us to speak up. Because when we change the dialogue, we can change our world. You know that little voice in your head? The one that tells you to ignore it.
So have you enjoyed the video that we have presented? So moving on forward, introduction of our presentation. So diversity in the tourism hospitality workplace include differences in gender, age, education, language, religion, and personality. So it's not just race or ethnicity. So effectively managing these differences creates an inclusive environment where each employee's value is recognized. So this module focuses on strategies to promote inclusivity, equity, unity, and innovation to improve the teamwork and service quality and overall organizational performance within the industry. So this would be our specific learning outcome. If you would pause and read it. Okay, and as we move forward, this is our first topic. So we have 5 key diversity management strategies. So the first one is fostering inclusive communication. Second is implementing anti-discrimination policies. Third is providing diversity training and awareness programs. Fourth is creating a diverse leadership team. Fifth is developing fair and equitable career advancement opportunities. The first strategy is fostering inclusive communication. So its challenges is that sometimes in communicating with other people in different regions or in different countries, we have what we call language differences. Employees from different cultural backgrounds may not share the same first language, leading to confusion or misinterpretation of instructions and feedback. So, an example of that, even here in the Philippines, we have two main languages. We have Tagalog and Bisaya. So, an example of that is we have a word for langgam, right? So langgam has two meanings, ant or bird. I forgot if the ant is here, the langgam that is an ant is used here in Bisaya, or the langgam that is bird is used there in the Tagalog. Correct me if I'm wrong. So second is like unfamiliar dialects. Um, Here in the Philippines itself, we have a lot of dialects, right? Mga Ilonggo, mga Bisaya, mga Tagalog. So with that, we sometimes have difficulties communicating with other people that have different language, especially if English is not their first language. Second is non-verbal misunderstanding, meaning our body language. Example, eye contact, gestures, or um, us being touchy with one another. I believe if it was in Europe that their greeting is it's either a kiss, right? A kiss, a peck. But if you do it here in the Philippines, or here in Asia, you would greet someone kissing them lips to lips. People would be like people would be in awe, right? So we need to be cautious about our body language, not just our words. And next is cultural interpretations. Certain words, symbols, or behaviors can carry unique meanings in different cultures. So, being sensitive to these variations helps avoid offense and creates a more welcoming, culturally aware environment. So, as I've mentioned, the four are some of the challenges that we face here in fostering inclusive communication.
But wait, these challenges are
However, our
opportunities for growth.
strategy
Here's how to become
would
a
be to
cross-cultural
encourage a
communication
culture
expert.
of respect
First,
and
be
open
aware of your own cultural
communication.
biases. We all have them.
This involves promoting
Second, do your
active
research.
listening
Learn
and
about the
awareness
cultures you'll
of
be
cultural
interacting with.
differences in
Third, become an
communication,
active listener.
providing
Pay close
language
attention to
support
both
through
what's said and
translation
what's not
services
said.
or language
Fourth,
classes,
speak
which
clearly and
can
simply.
help bridge
Avoid slang and
language
jargon.
barriers.
Fifth,
Training
patience
employees
is
to be
key.
mindful
Give
of
people
both
time to
verbal
process
and
information
nonverbal
and
cues
respond.
ensures that
Sixth,
communication
humor can
remains
be tricky.
inclusive and
What's funny
reduces
in
the
one
risk
culture
of
might be offensive in
misunderstanding.
another.
So,
Seventh, respect is
we are
universal.
living
Show
in a
appreciation for different customs and
technological world,
traditions.
right? So as
By
long as you
mastering
have your
these
phone
skills,
and your
you'll unlock a
internet,
world of
I
benefits,
believe you can
stronger
access
relationships, and better
Google
collaboration,
Translate or
creative
other
ideas
apps that
sparked
could
by diverse
help
perspectives,
us
booming
translate
business opportunities in a global
people's
market. Most
languages,
importantly,
right? Or
you'll
other
promote
people's
tolerance and
language.
understanding, building bridges of connection
However,
instead of walls of
sometimes our
misunderstanding.
phone is not enough. We need to be
If you
cautious
think this
of
video is helpful,
not just
please
our
like the
words,
video
but
and
also
subscribe to
our
Education Leaves
actions and
Skills.
how we
Have a
deliver
nice day.
them.
See you in my next video.
So being cautious,
But wait, these
and we
challenges
need
are
to
opportunities for
use
growth. Here's how to
words and
become a
actions that
cross-cultural
are
communication
inclusive
expert.
so that we can really
First, be
reduce
aware of
the
your own
risk of
cultural biases.
being
We all have
misunderstood,
them.
and
Second, do your
can
research. Learn about the cultures you'll
and we
be interacting
can
with.
eliminate
Third, become an
um
active listener. Pay close attention to
ka na
both what's said and what's not
mag-away
said.
because of the words that we
Fourth,
use. So
speak
let's be
clearly and
careful with
simply.
that.
Avoid slang and jargon. Fifth, patience is key. Give people time to process information and respond. Sixth, humor can be tricky. What's funny in one culture might be offensive in another. Seventh, respect is universal. Show appreciation for different customs and traditions. By mastering these skills, you'll unlock a world of benefits, stronger relationships, and better collaboration. Creative ideas sparked by diverse perspectives, booming business opportunities in a global market. Most importantly, you'll promote tolerance and understanding, building bridges of connection instead of walls of misunderstanding. If you think this video is helpful, please like the video and subscribe to Education Leaves Skills. Have a nice day. See you in my next video. But wait, these challenges are opportunities for growth. Here's how to become a cross-cultural communication expert. First, be aware of your own cultural biases. We all have them. Second, do your research. Learn about the cultures you'll be interacting with. Third, become an active listener. Pay close attention to both what's said
So
and what's
this
not
video
said.
showed is some of the
Fourth, speak
examples
clearly
that
and simply.
we
Avoid
can
slang and jargon.
we
Fifth,
could
patience
integrate
is
with
key. Give
ourselves
people
and
time to
also in
process
our
information and
workplace.
respond. Sixth,
Even
humor can be
in our
tricky.
classes,
What's
we
funny in one
can
culture might be
integrate
offensive
that.
in another. Seventh,
So moving forward, the second strategy is implementing anti-discrimination policies. Even if we act on it, people would still um, cautiously or unconsciously be what's the term? Be disrespectful, or they're not aware that they're being they're being racist in a way or being discriminating with one another. So by implementing anti-discrimination policies, it can our actions can be backed up, bitaw. If how we behave can be backed up with certain policies, because if we again policies we need to follow them, because if we cannot follow them there would be consequences. So the challenges of this is that discrimination can appear directly, indirectly, or systematically. So through biased hiring, exclusion, or unequal opportunities, it negatively affect employee morale, productivity, and retention, especially among minority groups. So directly, if you're talking about directly, from its word harap-harapan, or like you yourself is being um, discriminating another race or another group or person itself. Indirectly is not harap-harapan, but maybe in other forms that you're discriminating. And systematically, this is a bigger form of discrimination where a bigger group does this, and where it is reoccurring. That's why it is systematic. However, our strategy in implementing anti-discrimination policies is enforce clear and comprehensive anti-discrimination policies that ensure fair treatment in all aspects of employment, promote a zero-tolerance approach, and educate employees on how to identify and report discrimination. That's why we have HR, or human resource management. If we if ever we are in our workplaces and in the near future, let's have the courage to report as well as to take action. So an example of this is that let's establish an anonymous reporting system where employees can safely report discriminatory acts, support it with confidential investigation, and regular audits to ensure accountability and trust in the workplace. So the third strategy is providing diversity training and awareness programs. So we need to keep on reminding the people of what to do, what to be aware of, and the implementation of our um, thoughts to our actions. So one of the challenges, or the challenge mentioned here, is that not all employees understand the value of diversity or recognize how unconscious biases affect their behavior. So resistance often stems from misunderstanding, lack of awareness, or personal belief that make diversity initiatives seem unnecessary. So the strategy is conduct regular and continuous diversity training for all staff, both new and existing. Even ang mga old employees need to be retaught again, right? Kay malimtan man na nato. And the next is program should go beyond and compliance by focusing on real inclusion and cultural competence at every level of organization. So stated here, program should go beyond compliance. So di lang ingon kay ay ingon manggod sa higher ups na mag-training daw ta. So basta-bastahon na lugar og paghimo, or basta-bastahon para lugar og follow. No, we need to take it to heart, because as said by the previous video, respect can take you everywhere, right? So, yes. So, an example of this is the use of role playing workshops that simulate real workplace diversity challenges, such as cross cultural communication or inclusive decision making. These activities help employees build empathy, strengthen teamwork, and foster a more inclusive work environment. The fourth strategy is creating a diverse leadership team. So, building a diverse leadership team is essential for ensuring that all voices within the organization are represented and valued. Kaya when leadership reflects the diversity of the workforce, it fosters excuse me, it fosters inclusion, inspires employees, and strengthens decision making. So the challenges, leadership diversity gap. So the key idea of this is that many leadership teams do not reflect the diversity of their workforce. Maybe because if the leadership of an organization have the same background, example, um, sa isa ka company, ang ilang mga leader or ilang mga boss kay puros mga white. How about the other races, right? Dili sila kasabot sa mga backgrounds sa other race because the leaders have the same backgrounds, man. That's why some in our leadership it is much more recommendable that even the leadership itself is diverse, meaning daghan tag mga leaders na lahi-lahi ng background. Asian, mga whites, mga blacks, and other races there are. So its effect is that it creates a lack of understanding of diverse employee needs. Again, if lahi ang background sa leader o lahi ang background sa employee, di gyud magkasinabot because there is no common ground. Another is it weakens the effectiveness of diversity initiatives. Another is it leads to reduced motivation and perceived barriers to career growth. Therefore, the insight is that inclusive leadership representation is essential to ensure every employee feels seen, valued, and supported. And the strategy is that our approach is that ensure diversity is represented at all organizational levels, including leadership position. As I have stated a while ago, it is better if all the leadership are diverse because its benefits is that it reflects the needs of all employees and builds on inclusive culture. And actions is that it set specific diversity goals for leadership hiring and promotions. Another approach is that it prioritizes recruiting and promoting leaders from underrepresented groups. So, example, um, underrepresented groups such as the PWDs, only or the disabled persons. There are a lot of disabled that are willing to work, however, um, they have lower chances of being picked of such companies. So let's say they are the underrepresented groups. If they have the chance, if there is someone disabled but a leader, they would have this confidence, the motivation to thrive bitaw because na sila'y makita na idol na, uy siya, kaya lagi niya ni. So meaning kaya na ako ni despite sa akong disability, right? So it encourages people from the same background, from the same challenge that they're facing. Because its benefits is that it brings varied perspectives to decision making. And its action is that it's offer leadership development programs accessible to everyone. So the third approach is that it fosters leadership that models inclusivity and equity, benefits, inspires employees, and improves organizational performance. And its actions is provide mentorship, workshops, and networking opportunities for underrepresented groups. Our fifth strategy is developing fair and equitable career advancement opportunities. The challenges here is that minority employees are often underrepresented in higher level roles. Limited access to mentorship and training hinders career progression, or unclear promotion paths creating perceptions of inequality and discourage motivation. Um, I don't know if I think it's applicable here, even here in our province, right? Na some people cannot get in that establishment because they have no backing. So, or they cannot be promoted because wala sila inana kadako nakapit, or or dili pud ka ma-promote if wa pud kay mahatag sa mag-promote nimo. Usually that is the challenges that some of the working people are facing. I'm not saying everyone are unequal, but I'm saying that is the reality. But it could change if we start to understand that and start to integrate it in ourselves, because we will never know what status we will hold in the future, man. That let us have transparency in promotion, in our work ethics. So our strategies for that is that to create transparent promotion process to ensure fairness and equity, provide mentorship programs and leadership workshops for underrepresented groups. And lastly is to ensure promotion and race criteria are merit-based and clearly communicated. Again, it's better for a company that mag-promote ta kana pong kaaya-aya, meaning they deserve that position, hard-earned, right? Because if promote gani ka og kanang di kaaya-aya, it's the company itself will not last long, because the people that they have hired or that they have promoted cannot sustain the quality that the company can produce, right? Or the company cannot excel or level up silang current state if ilahang mga employees or leaders kay dili sad bagay ana na position. So iyang mga action daw and outcomes is that it launched a career development program that includes mentorship, leadership training, and networking, offer personalized development plans and opportunities to enhance skills and visibility, build an inclusive culture that values growth for all employees, improving engagement and innovation. So that is our key management diversity strategy. Moving forward, our second topic for this lesson is managing diversity related challenges. It is because managing diversity in the workplace requires understanding and addressing differences in communication, culture, and attitudes. By promoting inclusion, respect, and open dialogue, organization can turn challenges into opportunities for stronger teamwork and growth. The first one is communication issues. Again, um, our or the most common or our most challenge that we are facing is our communication. Not everyone can speak in English, or not everyone can speak in Mandarin, and that is one of our barriers when connecting with one another. Therefore, our challenge, because effective communication is essential in a diverse workplace where misunderstandings can happen due to language barriers, cultural norms, or nonverbal barriers, or nonverbal differences, sorry. So let's provide language assistance, offer translation or interpretation services. An example of this is that let's use our phones or technology. We have Google Translate. We can easily access Google Translate on our website or on Google itself. And we have other apps that would help us in translating other languages. Another example is that for us to learn another language, such as um, um, I believe it's either Mandarin or Spain or Espanol is the second most used language in the world. So learning another language that is big would really help us with our careers. Or another is interpretation services. We can hire I'm sorry for the words, but yes, we can hire for those services. Another is encourage open communication. the transparency, create an environment where everyone can share ideas and clarify expectations. So, an example of this is that when someone shares, and for you that language that they use was offensive, but for them was not, let's be open minded because we will never know what was the meaning of that word they said. If they said it politely, we can take it good, right? Because we can use that they're able to share their ideas. If we have questions about their words that they have used, you can always ask questions to clarify their ideas. And lastly, and the most important thing is respect different communication styles. So let's be mindful of nonverbal cues, gestures, and tone. Um, One of the things that I could recommend or advise is that do not take everything to heart. Hala, wala ko niya napansin. We never know, basin the other digmata. So, or hala, the way she talks. I know this person that the first time I met her is that kuan siya isog kaayo. But getting to know her in the long run, that's just the way she talks. Maybe because in her family or her environment, that that's the way they talk with one another. So yes, let's respect one another. The next is cultural conflicts. So differences in belief and value can cause tension among employees in a diverse workplace because of our cultural conflicts. Example, lugar. This is just an example. Ha. Um, I know some people that are not that doesn't like Japanese people, and some Japanese people doesn't like Filipinos because of our history, our cultural backgrounds na harsh kaayo ang ilang pag-invade sa atoa, ang ilang pagsakop sa atoa, and ang ato mga kanunuan nakasuffer og ginani, maybe their relatives have suffered this misfortune. So sometimes our culture can conflict with one another. Aside from our history, we have our belief, religion. Um, this is just an example. In Muslim and Christian religion, we have two different belief, right? So sometimes we have conflicts with that. So things that we need to do to avoid conflicts is that let's facilitate discussions, provide safe spaces for employees to share and understand different cultures. Dili siya palamangan na, uy, sa ako mo mutuo kay mas maayo ko or mas mas tsada ni ang what's the term? Mas tsada ni ang akong ginatuuhan or mas tsada ni akong culture. So, let's be humble with our beliefs or our culture so that everyone can be safe communicating with you and with other people. Another thing is to be flexible. Adjust policies to honor various cultural and religious observation. Let's not be biased with other cultures or other beliefs. Let's be open-minded and be respectful. Therefore, let's be flexible with other people. So by implementing these policies, we can respect one another and we will be able to encounter a lot of things in the future. The third one is resistance to diversity initiatives. So some employees may resist diversity efforts due to fear of change, past negative experiences, or misconceptions. So to address this, we can offer one-on-one coaching or counseling. highlighting the positive impacts of diversity on both individual and team success. Sometimes our experiences shape us today and in the future. Again, it was mentioned last meeting, nature versus nurture. Nurture is the environment. Therefore, our experiences with our environment, we keep on kuan man. Sige man tag face og a lot of things in life, right? May it be good or bad. However, let us continuously learn with that, and let's be courageous. Let's be humble, but at the same time, let's be courageous in facing those challenges. So, a step-by-step solutions is that to offer support or provide one-on-one help for those who are unsure. Because, again, the statement bitaw na, no man's an island. We need to help one another so that everyone can be successful. Tinabanga ratatanan, guys. And another is to share the benefits, show how diversity helps everyone succeed. I'm sorry. Let me read that again. Share the benefits. Show how diversity helps everyone succeed. So meaning, magtinabanga ta, what is it that naa sa imo that is good that you can share with another person? What is it na naa sa imo that is good that you can share it to your friend? Because 1 plus 1 equals 3. Sa kato nakabaloon sa na siya, I applaud you for knowing that. But 1 plus, sa kato rin naingon na 1 plus 1, kay dili man 3, 2 man. Yes, 2 siya logically, mathematically, pero 1 plus 1 equals 3. It is because one person plus one person can create more. Kay 2 is more than 1 man. Okay, so this would be our conclusion. Effectively managing diversity in the workplace requires intentional strategies, such as clear communication, strong policies, and ongoing training. Again, intentional strategies, dili lang siya basta-basta. It is something that we need to be intentional, bitaw. So by fostering an inclusive environment, organization can harness the strengths of a diverse workforce, leading to enhanced innovation, productivity, and overall performance. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed mental health break, everyone. Bye-bye.